Hi friends, it's Victor Costa. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. So tonight, let's talk a little bit about the importance of breathing during training. Some people tell me that they find it very, very challenging to breathe when they are quote unquote supposed to breathe, meaning it's hard for them to breathe and inhale on the eccentric movement and exhale on the concentric movement. Or it's hard for them to exhale on the contraction like this and inhale like this. And they find that rhythm really challenging. And when they think about it, it kind of throws off their whole workout. They much rather just prefer to breathe very, very naturally and let things happen. But I wanted to just give you a little quick tidbit to see, engage for yourself and do an experiment to see how important it is to breathe properly. And here's why. If you were to do every rep that allowed you to take a full deep breath, your performance would amplify dramatically. Someone said to me one time, I had two guys training at the same time. One guy is completely out of breath and he's really about the same strength, and the other guy is feeling great and he's energized and everything. And I said, look at these two guys. What is the difference between the two? One took more breaks and one took twice as many breaths. So imagine being hooked up to an oxygen tank and being able to sort of avail yourself of more oxygen during your training as compared to holding your breath. Yeah, you may be used to doing that on some critical lifts like your max outs or something like that, but I'm talking about performance. Sometimes you discount the importance of breathing. So for those of you who want to do an experiment to see how valuable it is to breathe, do a full rep with the quote-unquote proper breathing, meaning inhale at the expansion or eccentric part of the movement, exhale at the contraction, like this, put the weights down, and start again. And do it each time like that properly if you have trouble keeping up the rhythm. Another way to sort of see how valuable breathing is at the quote-unquote appropriate time would be to try something like this. I'm going to take my dumbbells here and show you. So let's say that you find it hard to keep up with the training. In other words, it's hard for you to go. In other words, you're getting winded just trying to keep up with your own breathing and your own pace of the repetitions. You could try something like this. Get it? Much different. So that's the scoop, guys. Why don't you try something like that? Why don't you see how important it is to breathe naturally? Now, here's or breathe, quote unquote, the appropriate way during your training, and see if there's a value to you. See how you feel at the end of not only the set, but at the end of the full session. And you know, your breath can actually carry you if you're making it deliberate. I hear a lot of this in the gym. I hear a lot of, but I hear very little of this. You may find that you're exhaling twice as much as you're inhaling, which is also giving the appearance that you're less conditioned than you actually are. You actually may be more conditioned than you are appearing to be because your breathing is off. You're taking shallow breaths. You're giving these good, hearty, robust exhales, but very shallow and weak inhales. That's another thing. And also use the breath as be forceful with it in either direction. Don't kind of be sheepish with it. So really give yourself some good inhales. And people notice this when I'm doing dips, and I inhale with a lot of energy on the way down, and I deliberately push that air out. And when I push that air out and shove that air out, I really move up and pop up really properly. Sometimes I also say to not focus so much on the breathing or not focus so much on the exhale exertion, because I want to put the body back into the exercise. In other words, if I just feel that the air is moving me all the time, I'm paying less attention to my body and more attention to the air. So these are some things to consider. I want you to consider more deeper inhales. I want you to consider, if you can't keep up with the pace of your own breath and you feel winded from breathing like that, to try what I did, which was to do it the quote-unquote proper way. Exhale on the way up, come on down, take a full breath again, and then try it again, right? Give yourself a little time in between the repetitions. So we covered a lot of things here, and I hope the video wasn't too all over the place, but it was really to talk about the importance of breathing and how that can sometimes mask your degree of endurance and also your degree of ability to train. So why don't we give this some thought and try experimenting with this, all right? Wish you guys all the best. Peace, love, and muscles. Bicep shot. Stay well. Take care. Bye.